Hey guys, what's going on? Hope y'all are doing all right. I just wanted to record this real quick. I just finished work about 1 hour ago and just wanted to talk about this while it was fresh on my mind, which was actually something that I didn't expect. Which there's an old tip they say for people trying to keep themselves on a positive mindset is every single night and morning you wake up, you say that I think something wonderful is going to happen to me today, and the reason for that is because by the end of the day you'll start to register all the things that actually were wonderful and good in your life, even if you didn't quite expect it that way. um and I kind of had that effect today, which when say it sounds kind of weird as to how it could be a good thing, but um in December with my job, I made a mistake on one of these referrals. And kind of got me in some trouble today with my managers, which really isn't that big of a deal. Um, but whenever you start to get a little riled up from that, or worried, or stressed, or anxious, um, I had this weird experience where I started to go down that path, talking to other coworkers, saying like, yeah, they had like they forced a quick meeting and said this and that, um and then, which all that this meeting was just saying like, hey, check out this one, this shouldn't have been done, and you can't. And then I couldn't retrace my steps as to why I did it, because normally I don't make mistakes on these things, so there's a reason why, but I didn't put down notes to actually say like the context as to why this was completed, so I was at a loss. I just made a mistake that I don't normally make. They just had a meeting saying that we'll just need to see about um reversing this and then fixing it, because I work in healthcare tech. And so that's all that it was. That's all the meeting was. Which then, talking to other coworkers, there's that script you run in your mind when you start to say, yeah, I got in trouble, this and that. They're going to say this and that. Like, well, like they're going to say this and then I could be fired and this and something started to, like, another me was like in my head, which like just almost kind of stopped me, saying like, who says that things are going to turn out bad? Um, and it was just kind of this weird effect of almost like your brain being able to lift a new muscle that you never actually like could before, where you're like, um, we had this discussion and anybody would think that, like, they would think lower of themselves, so they're all like throwing a pity party, they're all depressed, or they're anxious, saying like, yeah, I made this mistake, now I'm in trouble. But none of that was ever said, and like it was just, there was a mistake and I didn't know how to explain it. So there's this kind of like revelation where you're saying, who's saying that you're going to have this and that happen? Because positivity says that your words and your thoughts are the creator of your future. If you want happiness, then you speak good things and say, no, this is going to happen. I'm doing great and I'm going to keep doing this. I am smart. I'm great at what I do. I am very, very proficient. And it was just like, just stopping yourself on the script of starting to go down like, yeah, like this is a bad day and this and that, and saying like, oh, it's going to keep going lower and lower, saying like, yeah, I'm just so down in this. But it's like, but that's you talking to yourself. And happiness is unconditional. You know, you get to choose every single day what mood you're going to be in, whether you believe it or not. You have to choose. It's like, do you want to be joyous and to make the most of today, or are you going to let everything drag you down? Because really, all that talk we tell ourselves about how we're not this, we're not that, that is you creating that. Like, that is simply you talking to yourself and almost like writing it out, saying like, oh, like this happened. So clearly this is going to happen. This is going to happen. But what do you want that to look like? Do you want a happy life, or do you want one that would fall apart? And people don't realize that they're writing their own story. They're kind of wishing for it, like saying like, yeah, things could get fired and this and that, but you are writing that out. Nobody else is writing that out for you. If you are telling yourself that I've got this, it's still a great day, I'm doing great, you're kind of like you are writing that in, saying like nothing bad is going to happen to you, because you're kind of you're welcoming and willing that into your life. You're only willing better things into your life. And it was just kind of like this moment of thinking like I just kind of stopped, because like I was going down that path of feeling bad about myself and this and that, but it's like nobody is telling me that except me. I'm telling this story. And you're like, you have control and the responsibility over your own happiness and fulfillment in every single day of your life. There could be anything around you, any reason to say that this is a rough day. Anything around you to say like, oh, my car isn't this, I don't have the money for this and that, you don't have this, you don't have, but you have to think of yourself as in the midst of the, like, there is nothing around you. And the future you want is the one you can create at any point you want. If you want more money and success in your life, all you have to do is not think about the lack of it, but become indifferent to whether you have it or not, so that you can kind of adopt this mindset that you are not conditioned based on how much money you have. The wealth of who you are will bring that light into your life, but it cannot be affected by being conditional on whether this happens or that happens. You have to tell yourself what the result of this is going to be. If a bad thing happens to you, you have to choose, saying, what do I want in result from this? And most people would have this self-induced story of saying, yeah, my life is woe and this and that, and I'm just so down, man, things have been rough. But it's like, but you're the starting with I am, like, that is a very powerful thing that you should be very careful about your wording, because then your mind and your body adopts that into itself. If you think that you are this, you are that, you will become that. Which is why in the opposite sense, you can become every positive and good thing. So like if life is hitting you hard, you go, I love myself. I love myself. I'm great. I'm successful. I'm wealthy. I'm great at this. I'm wonderful. I am so excited. And you naturally draw that to you, because you are it's because you're telling your mind. You're telling your mind that you are this. And it starts to work. It starts to become this snowball effect if you do it every single day and say, this is going to be a good day no matter what. I choose to have a good day. I choose happiness in my life. And that is a difficult thing to do. It is like a muscle that you have to learn how to lift that up, how to, like, whenever you're starting to go down that path of feeling down and depressed, you have to like hold on to this and say, wait a second, no, we're going to push this back up, man. We're saying we're going to win today. This is a great day. I'm doing great. And it's something you have to train. It's like, it's really like a part of your brain that you have to train that most people don't have trained. So they just are going with whatever the world throws at them. Like if it's bad, they shoot down. If it's great, they shoot back up. And then if it goes like, but that's most of us. You can will your own happiness in your life. The key is being unconditional to the things around you, because the only way you can make your life better is if you are completely focused on your goals and the happiness you want to pursue in your life. And you have to envision that and see what it looks like, so that your mind can adopt that vision, and then you doing something about it is running toward that. So you feel like you're going, not even like quite going somewhere, because that's also one more state of wanting. It's saying it is already here. You are already that person. You just have to teach your mind and your spirit that you already are that person. It has been conditioned for a very long time to be somebody that you don't need to be. and it naturally just starts to form around you because your actions are subconsciously are starting to create that and notice the good things. And it's why today felt super rough at first, but then I realized it's like that really is kind of the wonderful thing, because my mind actually identified whenever you're starting to write a tale. Whenever something bad happens and you say, yeah, I could risk my job and this and that, and but it's like, but who says that? You said that. Now nobody else. And if you think that you're doing a damn good job and you just made one mistake, it doesn't matter. You just, well, I mean, the mistake doesn't matter. You say, I am great. I am successful. I am perfect. And it's just continuing to just be who you are in a way that shines so bright that it gives the rest of the world permission to do the very same. It takes the kind of joy that you have to see in front of you that nobody else sees yet, but you know it can be there. But you have to create that yourself. And you can't let anything else induce you to tell a different story that is not in the shape or form of the happiness you could have in your life. And you have to tell yourself every single day that you are everything you want to be and more. You are this person. You are incredible. You are perfect. You are smart, happy. And this stuff starts to come on its own too. Like you just start to say this to yourself, like saying like, no, like, because one very important thing is if you start to have these bad thoughts, you just say, stop. Like you kind of just put a stop to it and say, no, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. I am great. I am so successful. I can do this. I can do this. And you just keep telling yourself. And then any bad thoughts, you say, stop. Don't do that. Stop. And you're just sitting here. And that's really kind of the battle that was kind of like shown to me. And it makes you realize it's like you can choose any form of happiness or joy in your life that you want. And the more you focus on that, the more positive changes you'll make in your life, and it will make your life better. So you'll just naturally start to bring that to you. And then, like, all of a sudden, there's no more reasons to be sad, because focusing on the joy you could have in your life is bringing that to you, and all of your problems are starting to solve themselves. It's like kind of its own miracle. And people have all this sadness about this or that. But the mind solution should be, okay, then let's form a different reality, one that you chase after and are confident in, but people self-inflict their own pain and they just strike themselves down until you can't move anymore. And but you have to realize you are the one doing that, nobody else. And that is a very difficult thing to register in your mind, to recognize what the enemy is and to put a stop to it. And it just takes, like, just at first, every single day, just saying, I am great. I am so wonderful. And just telling yourself over and over, and then waking up and saying, this is going to be a good day, no matter what. This is a good day. And that's the story you'll tell. That's the story that you write. And that's what it's going to be. And it's just kind of crazy when you start to will that, like, those decisions into your life, where you're saying, like, wait a second, this isn't right. I'm telling myself this. Why is this necessary? And it's just small steps to changing everything. But I just wanted to record this out loud. I really do appreciate y'all watching. I'm really trying to get into a consistent flow. I need to start uploading these to all of my other sites as well, not just here, but this is the fastest solution to get this off my chest as quick as I can. But I do appreciate y'all watching. It means a lot to me. And yeah, we're going to get through this year, guys. But I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all on the next video. Y'all take care. Later.